major markets felt the sting of losses once again last week, as the domestic markets ended lower for the third week in a row. Emerging markets, however, managed to break the trend as the index added over 1.5% last week. The gains in the emerging international space were the result of positive returns across numerous emerging market countries. But as seen with the gains in emerging markets, last week's results were not quite so clear-cut. Digging deeper, some segments of the market not only saw positive returns, but some held significant ones at that. Comparing the Russell family of style box indices to the S&P ones, we see that the losses in the Russell Large Cap Growth segment was not as severe as the drop seen within the more narrow S&P 500 Growth counterpart. Furthermore, the gains in the Russell 2000, which is possibly the more well-known small cap index, reflected a significant outperformance relative to the S&P small cap counterpart. But the greatest gains were actually seen in a segmentation that often goes unnoticed, the microcap market. The Russell Microcap consists of the smallest 1,000 securities in the small cap Russell 2000 index, plus the next 1,000 smallest eligible securities by market cap. Amazingly, the greatest gains in the domestic equity market last week were in the growth side of the microcap market, as the index added 6.8%, doubling the year-to-date return for the index in a week. The growth side of the domestic market has performed unusually well this year, despite the concerns ranging from the coronavirus pandemic, government lockdowns, record unemployment, racial tensions, geopolitical anxieties, capped off with the traditional election year concerns. Last week, the Fed brushed off fears of a future asset bubble by reaffirming its commitment to low interest rates near zero for at least 3 years. Furthermore, they repeated their goal to see inflation moderately above 2% for some time, so that inflation averages 2% over time. Finally, treasuries remained fairly stable last week, as the various durations have barely moved at all this month, as the 10-year closed at 70 basis points.